because, well, I never really used to read. It's only this year that I started reading both fiction and non-fiction, mainly non-fiction. And so yesterday, Bella and I, we went into town and we went to Waterstones to just pick up a couple of books that we've been wanting to pick up for a while, and just pick up any random ones that sort of caught our interest. So I just wanted to share a little mini haul with you guys and see if you guys have read any books yourselves, and yeah, let me know what you've picked up recently, what you've been reading, and any recommendations as well. It would always be really helpful and pretty interesting to see what people recommend. So without further ado, let's just get into things. So the first book I have to show you guys is, well, it's not really a book, it's a manga, and that is Chainsaw Man. I'll let you guys get a better up close look at that. So this year I got into anime. I've never really been into it. I've always sort of seen it in a lens of like a cringe lens, and I don't know why. I think that's sort of just like a stigma surrounding anime and manga, is that it's cringe, when in reality there are some fantastic stories to be told, and one of my favourites so far has been Chainsaw Man. So I saw the first season of Chainsaw Man and I just loved it. I loved the world, the humour, but what was missing was really story development, and I know the manga has developed the story so incredibly well, and I just couldn't really wait for the anime to be animated. So I've gone and picked up volume 1. So I already know the story in volume 1, but you know, you can't just pick up where the anime's left off in the manga. You've got to start at the beginning. So I don't think there's too much for me to read up on, because I don't think season 1 of Chainsaw Man included too much. But if you don't know the story of Chainsaw Man, essentially Denji, the main character Denji, is a poor young man who will do anything for money, even hunting down devils with his pet devil Pujita. Pujita. He's a simple man with simple dreams, drowning under a mountain of debt. But his sad life gets turned upside down when he's betrayed by someone he trusts. Now with the power of the devil inside of him, Denji's become a whole new man, Chainsaw Man. And there you can have a look at Denji at the back there. And of course that is Denji in his demon hunter suit as the Chainsaw Man himself, with the power of the Chainsaw Devil. So this world, there's pretty much devils all over the place, and these devils are formed from, I think, was it like fears and anxiety? Or was that Jujutsu Kaisen? I know Jujutsu Kaisen and Chainsaw Man are pretty similar, but like Chainsaw Man is devils and Jujutsu Kaisen is curses. So yeah, I haven't actually read a manga before. I do have another manga to show you guys, and I'm sort of trying to get the gist of the correct way of reading it, because I've read graphic novels in the past, like The Walking Dead and other Marvel comics, so I'm very used to the way to do it. It feels natural. Reading a manga does feel pretty unfamiliar to me right now, and like sometimes I'll find myself reading the wrong like panel, because I've read like the first 3 pages of this, just try to familiarise myself with the correct reading style and pattern and the correct system. Yeah, really excited to get into this, and I will probably finish it hopefully in the coming months. Not just volume 1, but all the other volumes, because I don't think there's too many. So I should be able to pretty much blast through this. So there we have Chainsaw Man number 1. Up next, the second manga is a pretty hefty one, and it's probably the manga that's probably interested me the most. It does have anime adaptations, but I've heard they're not the best, and it's not the correct way to consume this story, and that is Berserk. and it just looks phenomenal. And I just want to immerse myself in this world of Berserk. It's a much grittier, darker manga compared to a lot. Yeah, it deals with quite a bit, I think. And I've heard a lot of people say that Gus is their favourite protagonist in any any media out there. There's not a blurb on the back, so I can't give you guys even a description of what to expect. No. It gives a little bit of a background description of the author, Kentaro Miura. I think I mispronounced his name. He did unexpectedly die, unfortunately, back in 2021. So I don't know where that's left the position of Berserk. I don't know what's going to happen with it. But yeah, he was loved worldwide, and yeah, people hope his story will continue. So Berserk is going to take me ages to get through. It's going to be an expensive journey as well, because one of these costs around like 40 quid almost, like 35 to 40 quid, so it's going to be an expensive hobby. I think it's going to be worth it. So unfortunately I don't actually know too much about the story. You may think that's kind of crazy, buying a book, investing quite a lot into a book that you don't even know much about. And yeah, you're right, it is kind of crazy, but I don't know, I feel like I will just enjoy it. I don't know why, I just have that feeling. And I've heard people say, if you love Dark Souls, you'll love Berserk, so that's what I'm trusting my gut for saying. So yeah, Berserk, let me know if you guys have read Berserk. Don't spoil anything, but just let me know what you think of it. We're really interested to hear. So there we have it, Berserk. So those were my manga that I got. Now the rest of the books that I got are non-fiction, because I'm trying to get into the marketing business world. So I've been reading up a lot about business, and I've even got some thinking thoughtful books. I don't know how to describe them, sort of like almost psychology books about how we think and ways to think better in a way. So one of the first books that caught my attention was Can't We Just Print More Money? Quite a funny thing to say to a business major, just to wind them up a little bit. So, this is by the Bank of England, more specifically Rupal Patel and Jack Manning, Jack Manning, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, Can't We Just Print More Money? The Daily Mail says it's very readable, and Financial Times says buy this book. So pretty snappy, quick to the point accolades there. And so this is economics in 10 simple questions. So I know pretty much nothing about economics. Literally nothing, and if I'm going to get into business, I feel like I need to know other areas surrounding business, such as economics, to just further my understanding and just further my knowledge and learn it, because since leaving school and education, I don't know, I feel like you kind of miss learning in a way. So I've really been trying to build up my learning through reading, which I think is pretty pivotal to us as humans to keep on learning. So just read in the back. If you feel you should understand how economists think, how economists think, but have no idea where to start, this book is the answer. So it seems like this book is pretty much a good starter, beginner guide and in look to economics. It does say economics in 10 simple questions, so it does seem pretty easy for beginners to read and understand and grasp, which is good, because a lot of the time you may find books are quite complex and kind of hard to grasp if you don't know much about the subject. So I think this is a good starting point for me. So why are all my clothes made in Asia? How do I get a pay rise? And what even is money? Some of the questions you prices to Freddo prices. It will help you make sense of your job, your life, and maybe your world. Pretty much here in the UK, we pretty much see inflation through the increase prices of Freddos, which are these little chocolate frogs. When I was a kid, you could get these for about like 20p, and now they're over £1. So yeah, it's just a funny comparison. I like how they recognise that in this book as well, and I really like the cover of this book as well. I think it's really, really clean, really solid colour. I like the typography of it, kind of bubbly. You got the little money big bank down there, just flying. Really cool. Yeah, really do like it. So again, can't really talk too much about this book because pretty much with these books, I kind of just had a little wander around in Waterstones, seeing what looked good to me, what kind of jumped out, what I like the sound of. So yeah, can't we just bring more money? Really looking forward to reading this one. Because who knows, maybe I'll enjoy it, maybe I won't. Because I don't know if I'll enjoy economics, so you know, it'll be a journey for me to find out. So can't we just bring more money? The first non-fiction book. And then up next we have Making Decisions. Now this is one of the books I was talking about where it's more about the mind and how we think. Right now I'm reading a book called Soul for Happy, which is a very psychological book about how to train ourselves and our brains to be happy. Because admittedly, a lot of us are unhappy more so than what we should be, and we train ourselves to think that we need to earn happiness when in reality it should just be there. It should be given to us from the get-go, and so that's just what I'm reading right now, and I'm really liking it, so I thought why not get another one about our mind and thinking called Making Decisions. And another primary reason why I got this book is because I suck at making decisions. I'm terrible when it comes to decision making. So hopefully this book may provide some sort of insight or knowledge how to make better decisions. Well, it does say decision making on the title, so hopefully it does. So this is actually by the chief selector for England cricket from 2018 to 2021, Ed Smith. Yeah, thinking bigger, seeing further. So as you can see, it's actually a cricket ball on the front. So I know nothing about cricket. I don't really enjoy the sport, but I don't think that will hinder my experience with this book. Hopefully not anyways. So sincere and often self-reflective, offers genuine searching. Let me restart that. Sincere and often self-reflective, offers genuine, searing insight, making points you feel have never been made before. A learned and engaged study of decision making. That's a statement acclaimed by a new statesman. So, what this book is actually about. Winning takes many forms. As chief selector for the England cricket team, Ed Smith pioneered a new method for building successful teams and watched decisions tested in real time on the pitch in wins and losses, backed with creativity, analysis, insight, and the tools for delivering sustained success at the highest level. Making decisions reveals how to build, lead, and be part of better teams to help us all win more. So, it sounds like it'll be a pretty insightful read, at least that's what I'm hoping it'll be. It's quite a short book as well. How many pages is it? I think just over 200, if we're not counting like notes or acknowledgements. Yeah, it's around 215, so it shouldn't be the longest read in the world. So yeah, I think that's probably the one I'm most skeptical about, just because it is surrounded by cricket, the sport, so we'll just see if I do enjoy it or not. But yeah, so Making Decisions. Up next is one that I'm pretty excited to read because this brand, well, is one of my favourite brands in the world, and that is Shoutout. And you may just be able to tell by the logo what brand this is. It is Nike. see. This is, well, let me just read the back for you guys. Fresh out of business school, Phil Knight borrowed $50 from his father and lodging company with one simple mission: import high-quality, low-cost running shoes from Japan. Selling the shoes from a boot of his Plymouth Valiant, Knight grossed $8,000 in his first year, 1963. Oh, well, that's the year he made all that money. Anyways, today Nike's annual sales top $30 billion, and its swoosh is more than a logo. But Knight, the man behind the swoosh, has always been a mystery. Now in a memoir that's surprising, humble, unfiltered, funny, and beautifully crafted, he tells his story at last. He recalls the foundational relationships that formed the heart and soul of Nike, how together they created a brand and a culture that changed everything. So, I do want to start reading more like business memoirs and like sort of biographies. I know there's a really good one for Starbucks called Onward that I do want to get my hands on because I do quite like Starbucks as a brand, and I do like Nike as a brand. I don't agree with everything, specifically their legal team and the actions they take. Their legal team is just doing the craziest stuff for like no reason most of the time. But yeah, I've always loved Nike. I studied a little bit about Nike when I did my BTEC in business, did a presentation on them. So I think it'd be really interesting just to hear more about the creation of Nike and how it was made to be what it is today. You know, it's always good to get knowledge and insight from people who've already made it. There is, I think, an Amazon one as well, but I probably won't be getting that just because I'm not the biggest fan of Bezos, even though I do shop at Amazon regularly, actually. Or shop from, I should say. But yeah, really excited to get through this one. I can imagine it being one of my favourites that I'll end up reading. So I do quite like the sleek cover. Sleek cover feels very sporty, but consider it as Nike. Just got the black, white, and the silver. So you can probably tell I tried to get a different sort of collection. So you know, I got a book. Why can't I just put more money? Sort of like me trying to learn a new area, a new subject, and then you know, got more so one a mindful one, more about how we think, and then of course we've got one about a business, and the next one is more specific to a job role that I want to get. So I tried to get a bit of a range in business, and just that's kind of what I want to do. I don't want to really try and get similar sort of styled books. Try to get an array of different subjects and criteria. So, Shoutout, we're pretty excited to read this. And for my last non-fiction, there are two more after this that you've probably seen in the thumbnail. Then I'm pretty sure some of you are excited to get to. This is the first book that I picked up, and that is This Is Marketing. You Can't Be Seen Until You Learn to See by Seth Godin. So this is actually my second marketing book. The first marketing book I got was called Building a Story Brand, which is probably my favourite book I've read so far. Absolutely fantastic. And so I thought, why not get this? This is marketing. It was on my wish list on Amazon, and I saw it when I was in Waterstones. I thought, okay, why not? Let's pick it up. But I'm very interested to see how different points contrast what the other book says, or if like what's the word for it begins with a C. Compare, contrast. I'm trying to think of the word. I can't think of it right now. If anything, basically disregards a point made in a previous book I've read. I can't think of the word. My mind's blanking. So yeah, I'm interested to see if it does regurgitate similar points, or if it does add new points which can help my understanding as well. It is quite a it's an odd book. It's not really styled in a typical book fashion, but as some of you may know, I am trying to get into marketing. Is what I want to pursue in for a career, alongside doing YouTube, of course. So trying to get as knowledgeable as I can in this area, and that's why I've got a lot of other business books. Because well, marketing is all about business and growing business. So trying to read up as much as I can and just build my knowledge and whatnot. So people would like us to do things like this. This is the chance you've been waiting for, the opportunity to bring work you care about to people eager to engage with it, pay you for it and talk about it. I believe that the only way to make a difference is to truly see and understand the people you seek to influence. Once you're fully engaged, they will be happy to help you spread the word. This book will change the question you ask, the things you notice, and most of all, the work you're able to do. It will help you make things better by making better things. Good. Your work matters. Make a ruckus. As said by Seth himself. So yeah, here's a New York Times bestseller. I saw some really good reviews. Apologies about my computer. I did see some really good reviews on Amazon. So yeah, really interested to read this one. I don't know what I'm going to read first. I've got quite a few to read. I don't know what I want to read first. And I do like the orange colour. Very vibrant, very bold. Actually, I was only going to walk out with Chainsaw Man, and this is marketing. Bella and I, we went back up to the top floor because Bella missed a book that she wanted to buy, and it was back up there, so we went up there, and that's when I saw Shoutout make decisions, and why can't we bring more money, and I picked up them three, and spent more money than what I should have. So I'm pretty glad we did go back up so I could pick up these other books. So yeah, this is marketing. Really interesting to see. Clash. I'm still trying to think of the word. Clash. Contrast. Contradict. That's the word I'm looking for. I'm wondering if any points in here will contradict any points I've read about marketing in the other book. Finally, I got there in the end. So yeah, this is marketing. So you've probably seen a book that I haven't mentioned that some of you may be interested to hear me talk about, because I've heard this is a very popular book series, but they're not actually my books, they're Bella's books, and Bella's my girlfriend for those who don't know, and that is A God of Thorns and Roses. From what I've heard, this is pretty much one of the most popular fantasy series out there, and so one of the main reasons we went to Waterstones is so that Bella could actually pick up the rest of the series. So there were 4 other books in this series, and she picked them all up, and there's even more books like what's it called? Sub-stories, spin-offs, I guess, yeah. So, let's read the back. Faye is a huntress. I probably butchered her name. Bella's told me her name, but I can't remember how you pronounce at a steep price, and Faye has just killed the wrong wolf, taken prisoner by High Fae Lord. Faye. I'm struggling. Mars Capita is hiding even more than his piercing gaze suggests. But as our main character's feelings for Tamlin begin to burn through every warning she's heard about his kind, a shadow is falling across the land, and if this person cannot fight it, she will lose everything. So yeah, this the first book in the Sweeper Romantic Fantasy series by #1 New York Times bestselling author Sarah J. Maas. Bella told me the name of this series, Akatar. I think this is known as the Akatar series. I think someone said it was like, is there like an accolade on here that says, apparently someone said it was like Game of Thrones mixed with something, I don't know. It's apparently very Game of Thronesy. I bet it said I'd quite enjoy it. She does want me to read these, but with all the books I want to read, and there's more I want to get, I don't know if I'll have the time to prioritise this, but Bella said that she is sure that a lot of you would love to see this in a video. So this is the first one. Bella's currently reading the second one upstairs. She'll be reading it insatiably. So yeah, this is the first book in the first series, and Bella also got the first book in the spin-off, which is called House of Earth and Blood. As you can see there. This is a thick boy. This one is big. And what we find so funny is that this is 10 quid. And this is also 10 quid. Just a nice size comparison. So, you know, value for money seems to be up in the air with who got the better deal out of the books we got. But I guess with this one you kind of get knowledge as well, so nah. But yeah, apparently this is about a whole different selection of characters. So, bound by blood, tempted by desire, unleashed by destiny. Hopefully there's no spoilers in this blurb about the other previous books. Bryce Gwendolyn loves her life. Every night is a party, and Bryce is going to savour all the pleasures. These names. All the pleasures Lunathian, also known as Crescent City, much easier to read, has to offer. But when a brutal murder shakes the very foundations of the city, Bryce's world comes crashing down. 2 years later, Bryce still haunts the city's most notorious nightclubs, but seeking only oblivion now. Then the murders attack again, and when an infamous fallen angel, Hunter Athala, is assigned to watch her every footstep, Bryce knows she can't forget any longer. As Bryce and Hunt fight to unravel the mystery of their own dark past, the threat they tug ripple through the underbelly of the city, across worrying continents, and down the deepest levels of hell. Spelled with only one L, interesting. Where things that have been sleeping for millennia are beginning to stir. Pretty interesting. So yeah, some fantasy books that Bella got. She got 2 of these books. I don't know if there's any more. Okay, so yeah, it's just 2 in this sort of sub-series in this spin-off. And then discover more from the world of Sarah J. Maas. You've got the Crescent City series. Oh, which is this series? So, okay, so the first one is Akatar, and then this is the Crescent City, and then you've got Throne of Glass. There's quite a few in that one. There's 8 books in Throne of Glass. podcast. And then and then the first one, yeah, Court of Thorn and Roses, also known as Actor, Bella said. So yeah, there you are, just some pickups from Bella as well that she wanted me to show you guys. So that will actually do it for today's video, just something a little bit different, never done this before, just showing you guys some of the books that we both picked up recently. So let me know what you guys have been reading recently, any recommendations as well, and recommend things to other people in the comments as well that you think they may like. Just get some conversations going. I think that could be pretty fun. So I just want to say thank you